Hi, and welcome back. And today we are continuing our web page building, basic web page, HTML, with a WYSIWYG, which stands for what you see is what you get. And the last time we talked about was inserting a photo and inserting a link. That was our basic stuff. So this time I just wanted to show you, if you double click on picture, you can then go to dimensions, and if I wanted to make this smaller, I could make that smaller, and if you have this button checked, the constrain, it'll go down to, it'll automatically resize the other part of that, the horizontal and the height. And if I say, oh, well, I can also add a border. I could add a little spacing if I wanted to. I can align it to the text to the image. Those are things that you can play around with. You can also make it a link to a website, or even to open up another document if you wanted to. Again, these are things you can play around and experiment with and have a good time with. So I'm just going to say OK and watch the picture. Notice it goes right down. The next thing I do want to talk about is format, and you should always give your page title, your website or your web page a title. So we'll call it and who wrote it. And so this gives some people a description of what you've done. And you say, okay. The next thing I want to show you is, again, we're going to go into format, page colors and background. And then you can choose how your normal text, your link text, you can choose and play around with this, and it will affect the links text over here as well as your normal text. I want to go ahead and choose a file for my background. And here it is right here. A good thing to do is keep all your images in one place and put them right there. I like to put them in images, but I didn't this time, so I'm just going to say OK. And so there's my background. I'm going to say OK. And there you can see I have my background on my web page. And if I want to see that with the web browser, I'm going to click Browse. It's going to ask me to save. And there you see it. I have my picture, I have my links, and one thing to be careful with if you add a background is that your font and your text can wash out, so it's hard to read. Again, you want people to read your web page, so make sure you take a look at how your text is. And I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and play around with the WYSIWYG and play around with text, spacing, and all the different things that you can do. And in the future, we're going to talk about how to move stuff around and keep things in order by using tables. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and happy computing.